This is my homemade fishing boat, and today is its maiden voyage. All year I've been obsessed with reaching this one specific fishing spot, a place I swear is hiding the king catfish, but we'll get to that later. I love fishing. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. Right now, all you need to know is that I've got $150, Facebook Marketplace, and a questionable amount of confidence. I know tools, but I'm not a boat builder. And this project means building something that hopefully floats, mounting all my expensive gear to it, and trying to pull in a catfish with more horsepower than my motor. But before I can even think about catching a fish, I've got to survive 3 obstacles: distance, stability, and wakes. The spot is a 5-mile trip, and part of it is outside the no-wake zone where one rogue wave could flip me. So sit back, relax, and watch me build my dream boat. Or a death trap. Thank you to Coupert for sponsoring this silly little adventure. Stop number 1 on Facebook Marketplace. This is a car wash, and the owner is giving away tons and tons of plastic barrels. I'm gonna use them to float my boat. I think 4 should be enough, but I got a lot more than 4, and let me tell you why. Money.
I'm selling plastic barrels to build my fishing boat. I've only got $150 to build my fishing boat, but the battery alone costs $130. You don't have to be a baller to catch fish down in the holler. So I'm selling plastic barrels to build my fishing boat.
Thanks to a fantastic marketplace ad, I sold all my barrels. Going to deliver these last 2 right now. Someone's paying me extra for delivery. And raised an extra $120 for my boat build budget. The total budget is now $270. Next stop was Home Depot, where I bought some treated 2x4s for the frame of the boat. Once the frame was mostly done, I visited Alex, he's also from Facebook Marketplace, to buy some of his 2x10s for decking material. Add a little elbow grease and... all hands on deck, set course to... Eagle Mountain Lake. Contrary to popular belief, there are no eagles and no mountains. It's just lake. But there are fish, if you know where to look. Luckily, this is my home lake, so I know where the fish are. Last year, I found a fantastic fishing spot. You couldn't have your bait in the water for more than 2 minutes without getting a bite. I went there a few times a week for months and couldn't miss. At this point, I wasn't even fishing, I was catching. And then I brought this guy. This is my buddy Kanan. He hasn't fished in years, but I took him to my lucky spot and he pulled in the king catfish. We threw him back, Kanan danced away, and I've never gotten another bite in my lucky fishing spot again. The king catfish knew my ski boat wasn't designed to get into the shallow parts, and that's why I think he just went a few hundred yards that way. He thought he'd be safe in the shallows, but what he didn't know is that I'm determined. My boat may not be a bass boat, and I may not be the best fisherman, and he may not even be that big of a catfish. In Texas, we don't feed our fish Mountain Dew and cornbread like they do in Oklahoma. But I will track him down. And if I want a shot at catching that king cat again, I need to hurry up and get this thing built before summer starts and it gets too hot. I spent $2 on a quart of exterior paint I found on the discount rack at Home Depot. I already had some primer at home. My buddy Amr came over and helped me sand it, paint it, and attach the barrels with some rope I had laying around. If you're thinking that rope looks a little flimsy, you're right, I'll get to that later. But thanks to Amr, we've got a boat that looks like it came right out of a movie. And yeah, that movie might be Castaway, but as soon as I get a trolling motor on this bad boy, we're taking it out for a test run. There's only one problem: trolling motors are expensive. I spent the last few days trying to find a trolling motor in my budget, and it about ended me. And not only that, but the batteries that power them are also expensive. I bit the bullet on the battery, which was a huge hit to my budget. But I could only find one trolling motor that was cheap enough on Facebook Marketplace, and the seller never responded. But all the other options were way too expensive, so late one night, I had to throw a Hail Mary. Andrew, I want your trolling motor. Please, 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 please. Meet Andrew, the undisputed GOAT of my fishing boat build. He posted his trolling motor for $30 and got overwhelmed with messages. But my message came through at the exact right moment and he agreed to sell it to me. I finally had it, the Holy Grail, a $30, slightly broken trolling motor from 1997. I stuffed the cheapest lithium battery I could find on Amazon into a filing cabinet box that my mom gave me for free, wired a few doodads, screwed the trolling motor to the deck, and we are ready for a test drive. This thing is way heavier than it looks, but we got it down to the lake, put it in the water, and to my surprise, it's working! I was floating towards my dreams. I didn't have all the bells and whistles attached yet, but I could feel the king catfish shaking in his boots, and then my wife asked me this.
Hey babe, is that even legal?
Turns out, it's not.
Thought I was floating towards my dream, but Texas has a scheme. They want a title and inspection, but inspection means rejection. It's time for some reflection. How's my boat gonna pass inspection? Form PWD 143, I fill it out, wait patiently, it takes forever. Will my boat be legal in time? Can I fish, or is that a crime?
The test run was legal, but I had to set up an appointment with the game warden himself to inspect my boat. It took weeks, but inspection day came. The audio was really shoddy, but here's the gist. A single tear rolled down the game warden's eye, and he said,
"Son, this boat here is perfection. It needs no correction. I've done some self-reflection, and I just have one objection between you and me. It's a jet ski, official term is PWC.
The game warden declared it a personal watercraft and then told me there was one major limitation.
You can take it out, just a nighty night. You can fish, but you won't need that light.
So yeah, while I was waiting for the appointment with the game warden, I finished the boat build. $10 went towards replacing the loosey-goosey ropes with galvanized pipe strap. I don't think it would have passed inspection without that. Almost all of the rest of the budget went towards nav lights and headlights. And then the game warden told me that romantic moonlit personal watercraft rides are illegal. So all the lights were a waste of money. But oh well, it still looks awesome and I still came in under budget. Pause here for a detailed breakdown of where all the money went. Now all I have to do is put my registration sticker on the boat and hunt down the king catfish before summer starts and the prime spring fishing season ends. I procrastinated. This was supposed to be done in June. It's November. I'd love to tell you it's because I got distracted by other videos, but the truth is, I put this final scene off on purpose. This was supposed to be the second video I ever uploaded to YouTube, but I just wasn't ready to be this goofy or take this big of a risk online yet. The weather shows today is the last warm, wind-free day of the year. After this, it's gonna be too cold to finish, so here I am, bringing it home at the last minute. I'm taking this boat to the lake today, and we're going out of the no-wake zone.
Introducing the pinnacle of fishing luxury. Launch it solo. Fish it with pride. And pray it floats. Experience unmatched comfort in a slightly reclined lawn chair, surrounded by state-of-the-art PVC rod holders and questionably brown waters. Handcrafted from repurposed polymers and the wood of fine pine trees. Enjoy the whisper-quiet propulsion of a slightly broken trolling motor, powered by sheer will, and the cheapest lithium battery available on Amazon. This vessel defies both physics and common sense, the SS Yee, for when your budget says no, but your heart says, hell yeah, brother.
right. I love you.
Love you too, baby.
Hope this works. And we're off. It's not every day you get to invent a legend, build a boat, and go actually chase that legend down. And it's even less often that you find a wife who supports you on these kinds of weird shenanigans. Shout out Reagan, #1 goal today, make it back to her in one piece. All right, we are out here all alone. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous, but I brought liquid courage. Right now we're just cruising. But we won't be cruising for long. This journey is split into 3 legs, and each one gets a little more intense. Leg 1, easy mode. Just get out of the no-wake zone. Nothing could possibly go wrong, right? Leg 2 is dangerous. Once I exit the no-wake zone, I'm exposed to the busiest part of the lake. One big boat wake could sink this whole adventure. Leg 3 is where legends are born. A quiet no-wake zone leading straight to the king catfish's lair. If I catch him, I become the new king of Eagle Mountain Lake. If I don't, I guess I'm just a regular guy with a weird boat. But right now I'm back at the very beginning of leg 1, discovering the hard way why you shouldn't buy the cheapest lithium battery on Amazon. So right now it's already showing 66%, and I've only gone, I don't know, a couple hundred yards. The wise move would have been to turn around here and finish in the spring. But then I would have packed this emergency paddle for nothing. So onward we go. I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but there's no fancy drone shots in this video. It's me, you, that camera, and this iPhone making it all happen. That's because I'm brand new to YouTube, trying to chase my dreams of going full time. And with that said, if you're having fun, please hit that like and subscribe button. It would sure mean a lot. All right, so far I've kind of been hugging the shore to avoid the center of the lake where big waves from big boats might come and knock me over. But once we get on the other side of that giant pier, that is the end of the no-wake zone. I kind of have no choice. I'm gonna be cutting across the middle of the lake to save battery, even though I would love to hug the shore the entire time. Our battery is draining a lot quicker than I was expecting. So wish me luck. Hopefully this thing doesn't take a tumble. And right on cue, as soon as I entered the second leg of this journey, my biggest fear was coming right at me. A big boat throwing a big wake. So I battened down the hatches and braced for impact. Yeah, I'm literally laughing at myself for being scared of that. I didn't even get splashed, and with that good news came even more good news. I took my foot off the gas to brace for the wake, and when I did, I saw this. 76%, 82%, 83%. The battery wasn't actually low, it was just voltage sag from the trolling motor being in constant use. Okay, now that I realize the battery's actually not as bad as I thought it was, I'm doing some donuts. After my celebratory donuts, I headed straight into leg 3, and I was feeling good. This thing is handling just fine. Waves can't bother me, wakes can't bother me, I'm doing great. The fishing spot we're trying to get to is maybe 10 minutes ahead. At this point, I'm racing the sunset to try and catch a fish, so I kicked it into high gear, but as I approached, something looked off. These docks are supposed to be high and dry. This part of the lake is supposed to be shallow. So I asked this fellow fisherman what was going on. How's it going, man?
Where are you?
Good. You know how deep it is right here?
Like 5 feet.
5 feet? All right. That's 5 feet too high. I'm here. Even the most recent Google Maps images show I should be on dry land right now. But it turns out the lake levels are way up. I could have just brought my ski boat. I didn't need to build this boat. But we're here, and I've got a legend to catch. This is it. The moment I've been building towards for half a year. The cast. The suspense. And you're not gonna believe this, on my very first cast, I caught feelings. For Coupert. They're the sponsor of this boat, so while I fish for the king catfish, I'm gonna show you how to fish for deals. Well, I say fish, but after you install the Coupert plugin, you won't even have to fish for good deals. You just catch them. Clearly this is a good fishing spot because everyone that owns a house, they're all fishing. There's been like 8 or 9 people that I've seen fishing since I pulled up. When you hit checkout, Coupert pops up and automatically tests every coupon in seconds. You just sit back and relax while Coupert reels in the deals and lands on the best one. There's $30 off. Auto applied the coupon code Easy Money. All right, I've been at it for about 20 minutes and no bites yet, not a single one. It's almost like someone stole all the fish. But you know who doesn't steal? Coupert. Other coupon plugins are known for their shady business, but Coupert makes its money through honest partnerships. 4.7-star Trustpilot score, it works with all major web browsers and even gives cash back at a ton of stores. You just click activate and later it drops money into your PayPal just for shopping.
Oh, fish jumped right there. That's a good sign.
And if a price looks fishy, Coupert checks other stores instantly so you don't get ripped off. Smarter shoppers use Coupert. Use the link in the description to download it for free.
One thing I didn't consider is how to pee. I don't think I can stand on the edge of this thing to pee. I think it'll flip if I stand on the edge.
Anyways, after lightly pressure washing the boat deck, I continued fishing. And at this point, I am running out of time. The sun is setting and the game warden specifically told me I can take it out, just not at night.
And now I'm realizing that I've actually pulled myself all the way back out to my original fishing spot. This is where it all started. I'm gonna try right here and see what happens. I just saw a fish jump, literally just now, right at the original fishing spot. Maybe the king cat is back.
It's Hail Mary time. At this point, I've got about 10 minutes left to fish.
I call the wind, I call the waves, I call friends along the way.
Please, 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 just one fish.
I called hopes, I called dreams,
One more cast, one more cast.
I call memories,
Last cast.
but as it seems, I didn't catch no respect from the catfish. I did all of this for him. Now I'm just a regular guy with a weird boat, while the king catfish glow.